Welcome all to our channel GTech Fluent. Our today's topic number 17 in ASP.NET Core video series is models in ASP.NET Core. So we will see what is models and how to create the models in ASP.NET Core. So let's start. First we see what is meant by models. So the models in ASP.NET Core nothing but the simple class, and this model does not have any dependency on the controller or the views. Model is a set of classes that will be used to post the data to the controller and represent data to the view. And this is also used to manage our logic. The model contains the core application information, like it includes data, validation rules, like implementing the validation such as require field, regular expression, and so on. And also it is responsible for accessing the data from backend databases. Model is known as domain object or domain entity, which implement our domain logic. In simple term, the model is used to pass data between controller to view. Let us now take an example to display the student information like ID, name, class, age, and school name. So we need to display this data to the view. So while creating the model to display this data or represent this data, we need to follow some steps. So first we need to identify the property. So identifying the property means we need to identify the property that need to be included in our class and the naming convention of our property. Next, we need to identify the data type. So the identifying data type is important to avoid the future typecasting when we are going to implement these models. Next, we need to create the model with the above information. We need another model to manage the data. Like we need to create one model to represent the data and another model to manage the data. Managing data includes fetching data, update data, delete, and other operations. Last, we need to pass the data to the particular view. So once we're done with this implementation, we would able to see the information like this. So now let's switch to the Visual Studio and create the model. So we are in our project which we have created for this video tutorial series. So if you have any experience with the previous MUC architecture, you must know that models must be present into the models folder. In ASP.NET Core, it is not mandatory to have a controller inside the controller folder and model inside the models folder. But it is good practice to keep them into their respective folder to identify the easily and make the code separated. So let's create models folder first. And now let's add a model to represent the student data. So right click on the models folder, add, click on the class, give the name. So we have added the models. So we need to add the properties. The first we need ID to identify the record uniquely. So to add the property quickly or fastest way, we can use the shortcut. You just type the prop and double tab. So we need to get the opportunity to change the data type. So we need ID. So we keep it as a int, and let's click enter to enter another property prop. Let's change the data type to the string. We need a student name. Let's enter prop string. We need a class. Enter prop integer. We need age. Enter prop. We need a school name. School is a string type, so we'll call it as a school. Okay. So now we have added the model to represent the data, but we need another model to process or manage the data to get the information from the our underlying databases. So now let's add another models inside this. So basically we'll add interface. We'll discuss this later why we require this. So let's add an interface with iStudent repository. Now let's add, and we'll return the student type data to get student method. and we'll receive int as a ID parameter. Okay. So now we need another model to implement this interface. So let's add another model here. Class. We'll call it as a student repository. And we implement our iStudent repository here. Let's implement. So now we have added the class to represent the data. We have added the another model to process the data. So let's create some private list of student to returning the data and add the constructor of this. So adding constructor faster way, just call ctr tab and initialize the list here. So we have now created the data which return from here, and from our method just return the student of this ID. So just return underscore student dot first dot default ID equal to ID. So we have now provided the implementation of our get student method. In our next video of understanding the controller, we will implement the dependency of this class and will add that class or fetch data into the controller. So as of now, we have created the student class to represent the data. We have implemented the interface to process or manage the data. So please let us know if anyone has any doubt or query on this. We will meet in our next video. Thank you.